Hey guys, this is Coming Out Tarot. I just want to jump on and share real quick some of the stuff that I'm reading right now so you get an idea of what it is that I work through as I'm working through a new deck, or how as I'm working through a new deck, or what I'm doing to inform myself so that I can do my work better as a tarot reader, so that I can be more present for you all as a tarot reader. And I wanted to share and how I learn more about my business. So I wanted to share with you what I'm reading. I got a wonderful deck called Wild Messengers. This book is, for me, unlike any other book that I've read about a tarot deck. It is gorgeous, beautiful. I love it's actually a hardcover book, which I loved the feel of. The cool thing about how it's put together is each section about each card starts with an invocation, so you can be prepared to learn about the card and be ready to jump into it. They give a description of the card, which is wholly unique to this particular deck because it's Wild Messengers, it's all animals. And I love the description they give you, but it also gives you an opportunity to hear from the animal. And it always says the name of the animal and that they speak. So Coyote speaks, and in the voice of Coyote or whoever the animal is, we hear from them about who they are and how they're representing themselves. And it gives you a new way into the card by hearing the card speak itself, which is an exercise some tarot readers do in order to better understand their cards. So it's actually something that happens in this book, and I really love it. Then there are opportunities for some prompts for reflection for the cards. You're actually engaging with it and learning with it. And it's a beautiful way to experience the card. You don't always get a reflection. Sometimes they give you some opportunities for magic or some writing prompts. You may hear more about different psychic or magic things during the course of this book. And there may sometimes be guided intention or meditation. There's also, for each card, a phase of alchemy, which I think is interesting. It's not something that I had explored before, so I love that concept. But my favorite things are the journaling prompts, the ways to walk into the card, and hearing the animal within the card itself speak. So not only does it give me amazing insight into this deck itself and what the creators and artists intended and what they've channeled from these animals, but it also gives me a new insight into how to think about the cards and the decks that I use most. So that's a tarot book that I'm reading, and I'm getting excited about reading the one from the other Kin Tarot, because while it isn't similar, it has a different take on it, and so I'm excited to read the book for this, and I haven't gotten to that yet because I'm reading all of these different things at the same time, which is probably insane. Related to business, I've got two different books that I'm reading to kind of work on upping my game. This is called Show Your Work. It's by Austin Kleon. He'd also created a book called Steal Like an Artist, which is what he's known for. And what I love about this book is that it's basically a 10-step concept book where you get to explore what does it mean to just be clever and do easy things in order to show your work. And if you show your work, people will follow your journey. So I'm excited to employ some of this work. I may have shared this before. It's something I've read cursorily, and I'm getting a little more deeper into. Another book that I'm going to start incorporating is this book called Limitless by Laura Gassner-Odding. She has a great Instagram if you haven't seen it. I was recommended this book by Rick Clemens, Clemons. He has a great Instagram as well, and he also has some amazing podcasts about coming out and about men over 40. You should check out Rick Clemens. I really enjoy following his journey and what he's exploring and what he's putting out in the world. And what Laura's putting out is ways for you to be limitless by exploring 4 foundational elements. And they're calling, connection, contribution, and control. And I love these 4 C's, and I think they're easy to remember. I think they're great headers, and I'm excited to explore this more in Coming Out Tarot and how I move this business forward myself, but what I can offer to other people. So there's a double-edged opportunity in Limitless. I've also been learning more about the Tarot Court from Ethany. If you haven't followed Ethany and you're a tarot reader, you should be. You can find her at ethany.com and any other Ethanies on social media. She has this amazing book out about the Tarot Court and how you can explore the Tarot Court so that you can become comfortable with it and feel ease with it, because a lot of people feel trepidation around the court, and this gives you an easy, insightful way into the court. She suggests that your tarot court is designed with contemporary readers in mind. It discusses gender as a social construct, yay, translates the royal hierarchy for a modern world, and more. So it is a essential piece of work for anybody who's working to learn the tarot court or has already experienced it and they're looking for some new insight and new ways into the court. I'm really enjoying this book. If you get it, there is a Facebook group that she's also helping people walk through the book and learn more about it so that you're surrounded by people who are also going through it. And this just arrived yesterday. I'm super excited about it. Tarot for Troubled Times by Shaheen Miro and Theresa Reed, the Tarot Lady. The Tarot for Troubled Times is about confronting your shadow, healing yourself, and transforming the world. So no small feat within this book. And in fact, it lets us know we've got two masters of the tarot show us how to work with the shadow side of our being, because they're going to liberate us from old patterns and limiting beliefs. This is, you're going to face things directly and lean into them. It's the key to becoming unstuck so we can change negative patterns into positive ones. I'm really excited about getting into this book, digging into it. I know there's a lot of people that are waiting for it, so I'm excited that it is in my hands. I had pre-ordered it on my iBooks, but I got a lucky advanced copy to get started and share with you all what's in here, and I can't wait to start digging into it. The other stuff is on my iBooks, and one of them that I poured through and I need to spend some more time with is Queering the Tarot by Cassandra Snow. If you are a tarot reader who has queer clients, if you are a queer person who loves reading tarot, or anybody in general that has a fascination with the tarot should read this book, especially if you were a fan of the Queering the Tarot blog series. This is an advancement of that. It takes it to the next level. It has a whole lot of new stuff in it. I would highly encourage you to read it because it gives you new insight into the tarot from a queer perspective that you may not have thought of, or you may have been experiencing but you didn't have the words for, which has been my experience. So I really loved what Cassandra shared in here. And by the way, a little secret, if you're watching this, I got to interview her for Coming Out of the Tarot Closet, and her interview's coming up very soon. So if you haven't subscribed to Coming Out of the Tarot Closet, make sure you do so you can hear me and Cassandra talk about what does it mean to be queering the tarot. Also, from Elliot's Oracle, he shared with me a book that I'm really excited to dive into called Iron John. And he shared this with me after we were having a conversation about the divine masculine and what does that mean and is there space for it and how do we talk about it. And he said, first, you need to read this book. And I am excited to learn more about what it is, because what he told me was it's an allegory that, these are my words, it's an allegory. It's going to give me insight into the male experience. And as with most things, those of us that are living a life that has a queer filter, I'll be able to see that and apply that as well. So I'm looking forward to diving into that. So as you can see, I've got no small feat ahead of me, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 books that I'm in the middle of reading. And at some point, I'll actually finish one. So I hope that's helpful and that you guys can dig into those as well. See you later.